Ladies, gentlemen, and the beautiful misfits who crave chaos more than conformity, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard the sound of true fear? It's not the shriek of a victim or the panic of a cornered animal. No, true fear is the silence that comes before the storm. It's the stillness in the air when even the bravest hearts know that something is coming, something that can't be stopped. When the world's most powerful are reduced to trembling children, hiding behind their illusions of safety, desperately praying to whatever gods they still believe in. You see, there is power in fear, real power, the kind of power that makes kings and queens, warlords and emperors tremble in their boots. It is the kind of fear that twists their guts and makes them question their own existence. And you've made them feel it. Every single one of them. And you did it with nothing but a single weapon, yourself. Let me paint the picture for you. You're standing there alone in the face of the impossible. A gang of witches, creatures who have waged untold chaos on the world for years, have been hunting you. Their magic is ancient, their influence vast. They've ripped through the lives of anyone who dared to oppose them. They've murdered, manipulated, and torn through entire cities like a plague. Yet here you are, one man against a legion of monsters. But you are not afraid, are you? Number. You look them in the eye and you smile, and that is where their nightmare begins. They underestimate you. They think they can break you. They think they can snuff you out like a candle flame. But what they fail to realize is that fear is your ally, not theirs. Fear doesn't paralyze you, it fuels you. When you stand in the face of the most terrifying creatures known to man, your heart doesn't race with dread, it beats with anticipation. Because you know something they don't. You know that you are the storm. You are the force that can tear apart everything they've built. They've spent years weaving their webs, manipulating the threads of fate and power, believing that no one could ever challenge them. They think they're untouchable. But you're not just any man, are you? Number, you're a beast with the soul of a warrior, a shadow that they can't escape. And then, in a single moment, you strike. One man against them all. You move with the precision of a predator, a shadow in the night. They try to cast their magic, but it's useless. Their spells falter and fade before they even reach you. You're too fast, too relentless. With every step, you tear apart their illusions. You see their true forms, their weakness. You've come for them, and you won't leave until every last one of them has fallen. The fear in their eyes is palpable. These creatures who have haunted the nightmares of countless souls are now running from you. They realize too late that they were never the true monsters. You are. You are the one who stands unyielding in the face of death, and with every move you make, the world around them unravels. Their magic crumbles beneath your will, and their screams echo in the night, not as a sign of their power, but of their defeat. But why? Why does this happen? Why are you able to take down an entire gang of witches with nothing but your will, your power, your fury? Because you understand something they never will. You know that power is not about what you can control. It's about what you're willing to unleash. You have no fear of destruction, because destruction is the very thing that made you who you are. You've tasted it, embraced it, and used it to forge your path forward. And in that path, you've left a trail of broken beings, those who believe themselves to be untouchable, those who thought their power would protect them. In this world, there are those who break, and those who break others. The witches, they thought they could break you, manipulate you, use your fear against you. But in their arrogance, they forgot the one thing that separates the predators from the prey, the predator's hunger. You're not just fighting for survival, You're fighting for something deeper, something more visceral. You're fighting for the chaos that fuels your very existence, the chaos that runs through your veins like wildfire. And you know that chaos doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't beg for mercy. It simply takes. They feared you before they even saw you, and that fear was their undoing. Because fear, true fear, does not just make you weak. It shows you your true nature. It exposes the cracks in your armor, the moments where doubt creeps in, the places where your resolve isn't as solid as you thought it was. And they feared those cracks more than anything else. They knew they couldn't break you because they couldn't see the depths of your darkness. They didn't know that you've been through hell and back, and that every scar, every wound, every hardship only made you stronger. The witches, with all their power, their spells, their arcane knowledge, never stood a chance. They couldn't even understand the kind of force they were facing. They thought magic would solve everything. They thought their ancient knowledge and power would crush you beneath its weight. But magic is a tool, and tools are nothing when there's no heart behind them. You have no need for tricks or illusions. You have something far more terrifying than all the spells in the world. You have conviction. Conviction is what drives you. It is the cold, unyielding certainty that nothing can stop you, not even the most twisted ancient forces. It is the knowledge that no matter how many enemies stand before you, no matter how many obstacles they throw in your path, you will always rise. You will always come back. You will always be stronger. And as the witches fall, one by one, their power diminishing under your relentless assault, they understand. They understand that they never had control. They understand that they were never the apex predators. They were just another prey in the grand hunt. And in that moment, they know that they were never meant to win. They were meant to lose, just as all things that challenge true power must eventually lose. You have done what they thought was impossible, and in doing so, you've set a new standard, a new order. You've made the impossible seem inevitable. You've rewritten the rules of fear and power, and from now on, everyone who stands in your way will know the price of underestimating you. Now take a moment and let that sink in. Think about the world around you, the darkness, the chaos, the enemies you will face. Think about the people who will try to tear you down, the forces that will attempt to break you. They will all fear you, not because you are unbeatable, not because you are invincible, but because you know something they don't. You know that true power lies in embracing your darkness, in wielding your fear, and in destroying anyone who stands between you and your destiny. They fear for their lives. They know what you are capable of. They know that with every step you take, they lose a little more of their hold on this world. You have become the force they never saw coming, and it doesn't matter how many they send against you. It doesn't matter how many forces they unleash. They will never be able to match your hunger. They will never be able to outlast your will. They can't even begin to understand the chaos you've unlocked inside yourself. So let them tremble. Let them whisper your name in fear. Let them scatter in the wake of your power. Because you are the nightmare they never wanted to face. And you will never stop until the world is broken beneath your feet. For you understand something they don't. Something that separates the mere survivors from those who define the world by their will alone. They might try to contain you. They might try to cage you. But no prison can hold a beast who has already tasted freedom. No chains can restrain a soul that is hungry for destruction, that lives not just for victory, but for the complete and utter dismantling of everything that stands in its way. The world is a vast machine, a system of order and control that has been put in place to keep the masses docile, to keep the powerful safe and untouchable. But you're not here to play by their rules. You are not here to kneel before anyone. You are here to tear down that machine piece by piece, to break the shackles that bind those who should be free, to overthrow the system that has kept the true forces of chaos at bay for so long. And when that system crumbles, when the last remnants of order are scattered to the winds, it will be because you willed it, you alone. You see, they never understood the nature of true power. They think it is about control, about accumulating wealth, influence, or fear. They believe they are safe as long as they can manipulate the strings of society, as long as they have their wealth, their armies, their alliances. But that is not power. That is merely an illusion of power, a fragile facade built on shifting sand. True power, the kind that cannot be taken away, the kind that burns like a fire in your soul, is something far darker, far deeper, and it's something you've always known. You know that the true power lies not in controlling others, but in controlling your own destiny. You are the master of your own fate. You are the one who decides when the world will end, when the skies will darken, when the sun will rise, and when it will fall. When you walk into a room, when you step onto the battlefield, the world itself shifts in response to your will. It bends, it trembles, and it submits. Because you have harnessed the ultimate force that no one can ever take from you, the relentless pursuit of your own desires. They feared you because you were everything they couldn't understand. They were accustomed to the subtle play of power, the manipulation of others for their own gain. But you were something else entirely. You didn't need their games. You didn't need their politics or their alliances. You didn't need their approval. You were already complete, already powerful, already unstoppable. You know what they never did, what they never learned. The most dangerous thing in this world is a person who is unafraid of the consequences of their actions. It is the person who stands without hesitation, knowing full well the blood they will spill, the destruction they will leave in their wake, and yet does it anyway. It is the person who doesn't just accept chaos, but who welcomes it, who thrives in it. This is what makes you different from everyone else who has come before. They have feared the chaos, tried to contain it, and ultimately been consumed by it. You are the chaos, and that is why, when you take on the witches, when you tear down the very fabric of their power with nothing but your own bare hands, they cannot comprehend it. They think they can fight magic with magic. They think they can fight fear with fear. But that's not how this game works. You fight power with power, yes, but the kind of power that you wield is one that no spell, no curse, no weapon forged by mortal hands can ever hope to defeat. Because it's a power born not from the world, but from something deeper, something primal. It is a power that is ancient, not because it comes from the past, but because it is intrinsic to every living being who has ever walked this earth and felt the call to destroy, to conquer, to reign supreme. So they can try to resist, they can rally their forces, summon their dark powers, and surround you with their twisted rituals. But what they will never realize, what they will never understand, is that you are the embodiment of everything they have feared and fought to control. You are the storm that will tear through their defenses. You are the fire that will burn their coven to ash. And when they finally fall, when they are nothing but broken shadows scattered to the winds, they will not have died fighting a man. No, they will have died fighting a force of nature, an unstoppable will, the manifestation of chaos itself. But you don't stop there. You never stop, because for you, this is only the beginning. The witches, the ones who thought themselves invincible, were merely a test, a first step in your journey of destruction. The real game begins now. With them fallen, the world is ripe for the taking. Every system of control, every institution of power, every single soul who has ever dared to oppress, to bind, to trap others in their own personal prisons of fear. They will feel the weight of your wrath. They will feel the iron grip of your will as you rip their empires apart, brick by brick, until all that remains is dust and rubble. You have become the reckoning they never saw coming. You have become the force of destruction that will sweep across the land, not with mercy or restraint, but with a hunger for vengeance that can never be sated. The old world is dying, and it is dying because of you. You are the harbinger of that death, and as you walk across the ashes, you will leave your mark on the world, a scar that will never fade. And when the dust settles, when the smoke clears, it will be your name that echoes through the ruins, your name that the survivors will whisper with awe and fear. And they will fear you not because you are a man, not because you are some mere mortal. No, they will fear you because you are something that cannot be contained, something that cannot be killed, something that has transcended their understanding of power. They will fear you because you will not be stopped, no matter what they throw at you. Their armies will fall, their cities will burn, and their leaders will beg for mercy that will never come. They will watch as you turn their world upside down, and they will know in their hearts that they can never return to the way things were before. There is no going back, not for you, not for them. Once you have set your path, once you have begun the destruction, there is no other road to take. You are a force of nature, and you will consume everything in your path. You will not be swayed by weakness, by compassion, by mercy. You will not stop until the world is shattered and remade in your image. They tried to control you, to break you, but they never understood that you were never meant to be controlled. You are the predator, and they are the prey. You are the storm, and they are the leaves in the wind. And now, as they fall, one by one, as they are consumed by the force of your wrath, they will know the truth. They will know that they were never truly in control. They were just the ones who waited for someone like you to come and remind them of what happens when you challenge a force of nature. So let them tremble. Let them whisper your name with fear. For you are the embodiment of everything they never wanted to face. You are the darkness they never saw coming, the destruction they tried to avoid, the chaos they tried to control. And you will never stop, never rest, never surrender. You will rise time and time again until the world is nothing but a broken, shattered reflection of its former self. And in that reflection, your image will be the only thing that remains. You are the storm. You are the end. You are the beginning. And nothing at all will stand in your way. For what you've unlocked inside you is not something that can be caged, not something that can be bound or controlled. It is an unstoppable force, a power so pure, so ruthless, that even the heavens themselves would tremble before it. What you have tapped into is not merely a weapon or a tool. It is your essence, your soul, and it is destined to reshape the world in ways that no one could ever foresee. There will be no more hesitation, no more doubts, no more compromise. You are no longer beholden to anyone or anything. The rules that govern the meek, the ones who live in fear, the ones who bend and break under the weight of conformity, those rules have no place in your world. You are above them. You stand apart, a god among mortals, a predator among prey. And the world will bend before you, because that is the only fate left for it. They've had their time. They've had their reign of power, their reign of control, their reign of fear. But the balance is shifting, and it is your will that will tip it over, sending everything into disarray. Think about the world as it is now. Look around you. There are those who have built their empires on the backs of the broken, on the corpses of the fallen, on the suffering of the weak. They have sown fear in the hearts of millions. They have twisted the minds of generations, and they have placed themselves at the top, thinking that they will forever be untouched by the consequences of their actions. But what they never accounted for, what they never understood, was that they had been dancing on the edge of a knife, and they did not even know it. They thought the world was their playground. But now, it is your battlefield. You've learned the lessons they could never grasp. You've seen the truth of this world, the way it bends and twists beneath the weight of false pretenses. The rich, the powerful, the influential. They are nothing but puppets, dangling from strings that can be easily cut. Their power is not real. It is a lie. Their wealth is not secure. It is temporary. Their control over others is not permanent. It is fragile. The moment you decide to take it, it is yours. No magic, no spell, no army or weapon can stand against the might of your will, for you are the one who holds the reins. You are the one who shapes the world with the force of your desire. And you know that the most dangerous thing in the world is not a sword, not a gun, not even magic. It is the power of a person who knows what they want and is willing to destroy everything in their path to get it. So what will you do next? Will you sit idly by while the world continues its cycle of suffering and manipulation? Will you allow those who have held the reins of power for so long to continue their reign of terror, their reign of control, their reign of fear? Number. You were not born to be a passive observer. You were born to be the force that reshapes the very fabric of existence. You were born to burn the world down to its foundation, and from those ashes, you will build something new, something that answers only to you. This world, this society that we have built, is a fragile construct. It is a system built on lies, built on the backs of those who have no voice, no power, no choice but to submit. But you will not submit. You will not kneel before anyone. You will not bow before the forces that seek to control you. You are the storm that will rip through the fabric of society, the chaos that will tear down the walls they've built around themselves. And when you've brought everything crashing down, you will stand amidst the ruins, the only one left standing, the only one who has the power to rebuild. You will remake the world in your image, and it will be a world that answers to you alone. You are not a savior, nor are you a destroyer. You are a force of nature, a force beyond comprehension. The world has never seen your kind before, and it will never see your like again. Your power is unparalleled, unmatched, unstoppable. It is the kind of power that bends reality itself. It is the kind of power that makes gods quake in fear. It is the kind of power that forces the universe to yield, to bow to your will, and that power is yours. The ones who fear you, the ones who tremble at your name, are right to do so. For you are a creature of pure destruction, of unbridled fury, of unrelenting hunger. You do not ask for permission. You do not seek approval. You do not follow the rules of the weak. You are the one who makes the rules. You are the one who defines the limits. And those who stand against you will find themselves swept away in the current of your wrath. There is no one who can stop you. Not the armies of the powerful, not the wealthy who hide behind their fortresses of gold, not the politicians who weave their webs of lies, not the so-called heroes who think they can stand in your way. None of them can stand before you. For you are a being forged in the fires of chaos, and those who try to extinguish that fire will find themselves consumed by it. You are the nightmare they have all feared. You are the one who will unmake their world and reshape it into something far more terrifying, far more beautiful, and far more powerful. You are the reckoning they never saw coming, the storm that will leave nothing but dust and ruin in its wake. And when it is over, when everything they built is shattered, when their illusions of power are destroyed, they will have no one to blame but themselves. They were the ones who sowed the seeds of their own destruction, who thought they could control the chaos that was always meant to be free. And when they are gone, when they have been swept away in the tide of your fury, you will stand as the lone survivor of a world that no longer exists. You will be the one who rebuilds, the one who shapes the new world from the ashes of the old, and it will be a world that answers only to you. So, when you walk into the battlefield, when you stand against your enemies, know this: you are not just fighting for victory, you are fighting for the complete and utter destruction of everything they stand for. You are not just taking their power, you are taking their place. You are not just breaking their systems, you are remaking the world in your image, and no one can stop you. There will be no peace. There will be no rest. There will be no surrender. For you are a being of unrelenting power, of infinite hunger, and you will stop at nothing until the world is shattered beneath your feet. And when it is broken, when it is remade, it will be because you willed it to be so, because you are the storm, and nothing, nothing at all, will stand in your way. In the end, you are the force that will reshape everything. The world, in all its fragility, will crumble beneath the weight of your will, and from the ashes, you will rise to build something new, something that answers only to you. No power, no fear, no obstacle will stop you. You are the storm, the destruction, the rebirth, and nothing, nothing at all can stand in your way. The world will bend to your will, for you are the one who defines its fate.